And again, how does all of the material I'm talking about get approved? How does a business, how does a person looking into a phone being watched by a psychologist get described as a narcissist? Simply for wiping the face, simply for recognizing the self, myself, in an image across from my body. How does YouTube approve these men, these women, these millionaires making videos for young children who are old enough to be these children's fathers and have what they're doing considered consciousness, the future, and all lives matter? And for people to not only believe what they are discussing, what they are choosing, but all agreeing to disregard this country, a white person who's now racist and a white nationalist, these eyes staring too hard, looking too far straight ahead, and this voice causing too much emotion, drinking sodas back in the olden times, staying up late and sneaking into the living room to watch Tales from the Crypt, downloading music from Napster and Pirate Bay, movies in college to watch as a break from schoolwork, being totally and utterly false and incomprehensible. And the better, more ethical, more moral, more correct decision, choice, allowing a child to stand on their head, twist and turn and crunch their back with a tablet and a YouTube video in their hand every single Friday, maybe every other day, possibly. And then say to a person like me, theoretically, tell them to stop. Make more work for my brain and mind to try to calm my body before I make the decision to say stop, and have to hear the word of that child, and have to hear the word of the other child who live like kings and queens in a fairy tale sorcerer's planet, dressing up like Peter Pan and taking their swords and fake bow and arrows and doing war. With these older YouTube posting people with masks and video game after video game after video game after video game being explained, being talked about, and each level discussed as if the brain is so easy, so simple. The body does not matter. All lives matter. The brain is the life, consciousness, hypothetically, theoretically. The body was the soda drinking, trouble causing young person before Google, before technology took over young people's lives. Doing so because they make these warning pages. They cause people like me to panic describing these kinds of examples. Not knowing, are they gonna come back? Are they gonna stop me? Shut me up and call me some new name they have for a person not involved with this world order they have as their system. And my thinking and my thought and my words and my gestures and my behavior, they don't fit into their processes. I've got a problem, they'll say, most likely, to keep their future. And mostly what I'm talking about in these last two videos is the emotional control. I have to explain some pretty downright nasty examples of children and technology devices for not just an hour or two, but for a whole day and into the early evening. And that's okay with their parents. If they sit too close to the TV once in a while, yeah, hey, you know, that old-fashioned device. Their tablet, though, has become like a mask. So you just put them in front of the mask and they're learning about the world, they're learning about the brains and minds and bodies. And the soda drinker who would have to listen to a dial-up sound, watch the evening news about the invasion of Iraq, watch a space shuttle blast off into outer space. And be so poor as a family. PBS was the only channel on the TV. Hamburger Helper, Tuna Helper, they were the only food in the house, but provided generously. And wholeheartedly. The screen watching young person nowadays with YouTube, the addicted cell phone 11-year-old, are getting the energy from the electricity. The soda drinking fat kid described as myself when I was their age was ruining my teeth. I was treating my body horribly. And standing on your head with your device and watching video games and strange men with face gestures and odd voices are the simulation and the video game we are living in. These creators are saying in so many words. And they're only plugging in and getting what they need. And what's missing has to do with the energy from the soda. You get the energy, slowly, 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 you learn, grow, adapt, and are forced to have motivation, inspiration, are forced to pay attention to yourself in the mirror so your teeth aren't a negative emotion of fear and sadness. The energy goes in the body. It went inside the body. The brain and the mind interacted. And now, the technology device, the tablet, the cellular phone for the young person not only gives them a stimulus, but gets shared with the older folks in hospitals, with doctors walking around, with nurses walking around, just on the streets, adults walking around on the sidewalks, kids with their fathers or kids with their mothers or whoever. Social benefits. Reinforcement. And general consensus. The energy from the stimulus, electricity, has less negative effects on the body, brain, and mind in the world than drinking a soda, than eating a cheeseburger. Than playing outside with toys and then being excited to watch a TV show with your family at night, making some art, and sending a picture to someone because you're so excited what you made. These are much different than FaceTime for an 11-year-old, chat rooms for an 11-year-old, a millionaire on YouTube who's 30-year-old, 30-something-year-old, 30-some years old, teaching a kid about Fortnite, Mario Brothers, emotions, the face, gestures, behavior, and the freedom to be rude and not say thank you, not say what you do with your body, but to do with your mind and brain what you believe makes the most sense at the time.